Good to know that. Good to know that. Good to know that. All right, we're going back live now on YouTube and Facebook. Do it again. Do it again. Yes, indeed. Do it again. We're going to be switching platforms now and head back over to our live show. Welcome to all those of you who are on. And so I'm going to be sharing my music now, giving Renfred and the others who are on the platform right now a touch and taste of the music that I'm playing in the background. And then we will switch over to the discussion that we have in our year in review. Stand by. It's 8:35, 25 minutes going to the hour of 8 o'clock. Are you hearing this, Renfred?
Oh, Jesus, son, me tender, happy day. Oh,
Renfred, are you hearing me? Are you hearing Renfred? Renfred, are you hearing me?
I walk out in the wilderness.
Are you hearing me?
Far away. Oh, far away.
Renfred, I'm not hearing you.
But Jesus, son, me tender, happy day. Oh, happy day. Turn, sinners, turn. Why won't you turn? Where?
Good evening to you, Renfred. Are you there?
I say your long eternity, your long eternity.
I'm hearing Renfred there now. I wonder what's going on with his connection. Renfred, we're calling to you. Are you hearing me, Renfred?
I'm present.
All right, very well, very well. Thank you so much for coming on board. Dr. Philbert Amiel, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
You are. It's been a long day for you, right?
Yes, extremely long.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. Right, but we're happy to have you though. We're happy to have you.
Good to be here. Good night, everyone on the call.
All
Not
right.
seeing
Are you-
Dr. Bishop.
Not yet, not yet. But happy to have you on board. By any chance, can you open your camera or
No,
your
give me a
setting?
few. Give me
Okay,
a
not a
few
problem.
and just let me settle
Not a
in
problem.
properly and
No.
then yeah.
How long a few is that? 2 minutes, 3 minutes? So that
2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, good.
Yeah,
Because
I'll
I
try
have a
and reach
guest
out
on.
to Dr. Bishop in the meantime.
Right, because we want to start off with my brother who is online. He's a farmer, one of those who have been pushing hard for the tagging system. So we're talking tonight with him as we discuss the other issues that are facing our country. So go ahead. I think she said she was having some issues with the internet in her area, but hopefully that can be sorted out very soon. So 2 minutes and we come back to you, sir.
Okay, not a problem.
Very well. All right. Let me tell the folks who are on right now that this is your station. It is the station for the nation, of course, and we're connecting to so many of our partners across the globe right now. We have a Gospel Expression Radio in New York, as well as Z Life, that's Z Life. Z Life Radio in New York as well. We are on KVR Network, that's Caribbean with a K. The word Caribbean with a K, Caribbean Vibes Radio over there in Massachusetts. We've got Gospel Expression Radio in New York, as I said before. We've got Good Gospel over there in Brownstown. We've got Presence Radio, that's Presenz, right? Presence Radio, and they are in Kingston, Jamaica, all connecting to NRP Radio on an evening like this. So wherever you are this evening, we are back on with you. Thanks to those of you who were on with me early on a different platform. We have switched platforms now to accommodate our guests. They are here with me now, and we have our friends who are on TikTok who are watching online. We've got 3.5 persons, 1,000 there, right? Likes to the show. So already we've got some new followers. We've got some individuals who are watching, and we want to say, keep it going, tap the screen, but don't crack the screen. Right? What a bossy thought to leave with the people this evening. As we come this evening, let's continue to hear a little bit from Petra K. Do It Again. Let's go. We've got, I think I saw another individual online with me. Let me see. That's Tracy Ann. Tracy Ann is online with me this evening. Tracy Ann, good evening to you. How are you? Hello, Tracy Ann. Can you open your microphone and talk to me, Tracy Ann? Just say hi. Hello.
Hi, hello, good night.
Good night. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good to have you on board. You are, who are you the guest of? Are you a guest of Dr. Amiel or a guest of Renford?
Guest of Renford.
All right, wonderful. So you're going to be talking with me as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course. And when we get around to you, would you be so kind enough to turn your camera on?
Pardon me?
Would you be able to turn your camera on when we get around to you?
Yes, I will.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. All right. So in a moment, we will come around to you momentarily. Right. That's no issue. You're at home. All right. All right. So yeah, just go before the mirror and start doing those things, right? And you'll be fine. All right. So Dr. Emil is on. As soon as he's back, he will indicate to me.
Okay, my sinus draining, so.
All right. Well, Dr. Bishop, and her internet is having some challenge there. Right. So Dr. Bishop coming on. So we're live already. We're live already. The pre-meeting that we should have had didn't happen. So we have to push ahead with our broadcast. All right. So as you come on board, please be mindful of that as we come. All right. So let's go back to the music and indication from Dr. Amiel, and we will take the interview with Renford Clark from the Farmers Group. First of all, as we move right ahead. Stick and stay with us on NRP Radio and with our connecting partners this evening. We touch a button over here, and we roll the music a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Let's go. Petra K there for you. Petra K, do it again. All right, it's 15 minutes now, going up to the hour of 9 o'clock. We are with you. Thank you so much for your patience. And Mr. Walker on Facebook and the others of you on that platform, thank you so much. I see Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop enjoying the music there. Welcome, Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop. How are you doing? Hello, come on, open your microphone and talk to me now.
I am well, giving God thanks for His grace and mercy. Happy to be here. Good night to everyone.
You're not a wanderer. You're not a wanderer.
No, I'm not. I'm rooted and grounded.
Oh, bless the name of Jesus. Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
All right. Let's also welcome one of our resident hosts, resident partner in the business here, Dr. Emil. How you doing? Dr. Emil.
I am good. It's good to be here. Good night, everyone.
So that's good one and good two.
Yeah. Good night, Dr. Bishop. The first time on here since your PhD.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bigger up.
And
thank you, Dr. Emil. Appreciated.
Wonderful. And of course, we've got Mr. Renfred Clark from the Farmers Group. Welcome, Renfred.
Yes, sir. I'm here, present.
Okay. Right. Good to have you on board, and thank you for your patience thus far.
No problem. Thanks.
All right, so we're gonna skip right into it at this time, and we're gonna use our news theme and to introduce the year in review program right here on this station. 8:49 is the time. Welcome. This is your station. This is the center, the fulcrum of everything that will be taking place on an evening like this. And my name is Leaon Nash, for those of you just joining me, for those of you who are on the various platforms, and those with our connecting partners. We want to say thanks a lot for coming on board with us on an evening like this to get going in terms of our year in review. We're planning to be here this year Saturday night. We're hoping to be back next Saturday evening, and the following Saturday, which would be the first Saturday in the month of January 2026. Right, for 3 programs we plan to do in terms of our year in review. So this evening, we're starting off looking at some of those major things that have been affecting our country, right? Affecting our people, those things that you can recall. So you're going to be participating in the program tonight and give me a feedback in terms of how you feel about how things have been going. All right. So individual impact, country impact, impact on education, impact on the church, impact on agriculture. Yes, and we know that there are some major things that took place during the course of this year, some of them that you will never forget. Never forget. It's like I when I was a boy, and even until now, you hear people talking about 1950. Is it 1951? Storm, right? Some storm way back down there, so right. I can't recall. Maybe Anne Marie Bishop can tell us which one we were talking about. 1950 something storm. Those times, I don't know if I was anywhere near or around in terms of being here in this world, right?
I'm only in my 30s, even if it's only in my mind. So, I'm not sure which storm. Perhaps Dr. Emil can guide us.
Can you imagine? Dr. Emil, which storm was it that happened in the 1950s?
I know the name of the storm. I just can't remember it. No,
It's not Emil.
it's definitely.
You're a quiet storm, not another rough ones.
I remember Gilbert clearly, 1988.
Yes. We would all know that one. I was in St.
Okay.
Elizabeth at the time, over in a place called what's the name of the place now? It's near Newmarket.
Was it Hurricane Charlie?
Charlie, I hear up Charlie, but I don't remember. I don't want to mix it up, and maybe Renford can tell me, which were the earliest storms. Renford, you can tell us.
No, I remember Gilbert, Ivan.
Those are the later ones. Those are the later ones.
One. No, Gilbert not so late. Gilbert still logging
Gilbert is 1988.
Yeah, but Gilbert is the one that lodging many of who in the world right now in this generation.
Okay.
It's maybe some older people who are 70 and 60 plus.
Ask your wife, Renford. Ask your wife. Your wife might know.
I don't know unless you're gonna research I know, but like to know Gilbert off the back and I can tell you what take place night. I wouldn't know about them 50s one. I would have to read that to what it say.
I hear you, sir. I hear you.
I was Gilbert.
Oh, okay. All right, folks. So as we said, we are going to be launching into those discussion topic this evening. But I would normally hand over to Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop and Dr. Emil to do their opening, and then we come over to Renford. Go right ahead, lady and gentlemen.
So good evening, everyone. Welcome to NRP Radio. For everyone listening online, we appreciate the fact that you're here with us tonight to look at Jamaica Year in Review. And as Mr. Nash said, we're going to look at the individual impact, the country impact on education, the church, and, just general comments. Opening remarks, it should be, we hope that will be a very informative program tonight. And we have our WhatsApp numbers to share. And you can, those of you who have joined us live, share the link with your family and friends. And we do read your comments. And we want you to participate as much as possible in the discussion. Your opinion, your comments, they do count. Over to you, Dr. Emil.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bishop. Good night again, everyone. We are on tonight for the 100th time, and we are here tonight to discuss the whole thing about the year in review. And it has been an interesting year, and we look forward to an interesting discussion, a number of topics to cover, a number of things to recall. I hope the memory is as sharp as it was the last time we were on here. I hope have damaged any component of the memory. And so the recall is going to be excellent, so we can have a fulsome discussion tonight. I am looking forward to the interaction with the farmers so that we can have a clearer grasp from their perspective as it relates to what actually happened with them and how the government is treating with the recovery process. And we also look forward to having the discussion about education, how the hurricane has impacted the education sector. You know, I figure we are going to take a peep into crime and the whole psychology behind crime, psychology behind the restoration process. So I think we have a full slate tonight, and I know that it is going to be interesting. Back over to you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. So let's launch into it. And since that our guest is online, and his main focus is bread and butter, which is livestock farming and butchering. And so I would want us to delve into it and give him some time to speak. And let's hear where we're going and how it is that they have been getting around to speak to the minister and what are the issues that are facing them. So if you may, then we can go over to Renford and ask Renford to kick off and tell us when did all of this well, first of all, how long have you been in the agriculture sector?
Okay, first, good night again to all who join in. I'm Renford Clark, and thanks for your list. Thanks for your invite
Invitation.
this
Yes.
program here, because it's made my first time on a program like this. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do my best and see how I could. You may be used to it, you him, and your doctors, your many doctors in them. So I'm a
Yes, yes,
rookie,
yes.
but
Yes, yeah, rookie, rookie.
yeah, I'm a rookie. It's
All
brought
right,
me here
well.
tonight to voice my concern and see where we could get help, because we need help in this livestock farming thing that I'm sharing a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Farmer and slash butcher.
Yes.
And couple of my companions, I don't know if any of them get to join tonight as yet, because this thing get me busy, and this work you can work from 5 in the morning till 9, 10 in the night. So by the time I reach home or on my way home and start inviting some of them, I don't know if it's too late for some still. So
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, this thing been affecting us a lot. This stagnancy thing with the cow, the livestock,
Yes.
cows especially.
Mm-hmm.
Since they come back, they some of them say it never go anywhere, but it's a system that they started about 10 years ago. They started to tag the cows and give passports. So from my knowledge or some of what I'm remembering, it's supposed to be a meat traceability part to trace. You remember when the mad cow disease was in?
Mm-hmm.
Was trying to trace to see where, if they have some form of contaminated meat or whatever that may be, they trace it back to farmers and stuff. But of lately now, they do a portion of cow that time, and it slowed down because lots of thousands of farmers, not lots, thousands of farmers in Jamaica from the 14 parish, lots of them do not know about this tagging system and passport, because I'm still going in the field today, try to purchase cow from people, and they try to sell me the cow without the tag, and I said we cannot purchase it like that. You have to have a tag and passport. They asking me what is that. Some of them don't know. So Jamaica now, I'm pretty sure some of your listeners don't even
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm talking about. But it started to spread now since we've been coming online and trying to make our voice be heard, and we want some help. So people start kind of know what it is now. But it shouldn't be like that. They should have an education program, I think, going around and telling, people that look, livestock farmer, you need to get your cow tags, because we switch gears, because as I say, it wasn't about the predator lasting part to arrest people and do what they're doing now. But of June, I think it's June, July, or July, August, they start ramping it up, or they amend, I don't know if they amend or whatever they do. What they start to know is if you're carrying a cow in a truck, yeah, your truck, and they stop you and it not tag, they're gonna arrest you and charge you, bring you before the court and charge you. So I mean, whenever you're gonna purchase a car, carry a code in from maybe a friend asks you to carry a cow to his farm right there because the cow cannot walk that far. So him asks you, you have to get it tagged. Because if you don't tag it, when they stop you, they're going to arrest you. So because of that now, it's slowed down. It's slowed down business for us to move around because nobody want to get arrested. Some people saying that, look, I'm not going too far now. I'm going to try that 1 mile or that half mile in my truck. And when I go, I take it off. And they still get stopped, arrested. People take chance, but it's not working. So what we're doing now is trying to do not to carry a cow without a tag. And nobody want to go to jail. Nobody want to risk and go to jail or go to court or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on the other hand now, while we don't want to go to jail or trying to follow the rules that they put out there, we are losing business because people come from Kingston, St. Thomas, different parts of Jamaica and come to purchase coal in the breadbasket and the neighboring parish, which would be Manchester. Well, for those who don't know where the breadbasket is, because I think a lot of Jamaica know, St. Elizabeth, they call it breadbasket. So you have like Westmoreland raise a lot of cows too, Clarendon, Manchester, and Trelawney. So people come from town. I think Kingston and St. Andrew have the most slaughterhouse in Jamaica right now. So you find most butcher come from there, and we have one animal market in Jamaica also, which is in Christiana. So in Christiana, you have, I should say, hundreds of cow come there 2 times a week. They have market, so people come there to purchase cow. But the traders that come there to sell back the cows, they have to have the cow tag in order for the butchers from Kingston and surrounding to purchase it and carry it in the truck to go to Kingston. Because you have instant where I think it's over 10 it reached already who got arrested trying to pick up the cow, purchase the cow from the market and try to take it back to Kingston or St. Andrew and get arrested.
And where
So-
are these people? Are they in Manchester or all over the island?
Yeah, people come from all over the island to purchase.
Those that have been arrested, I'm talking about, you know.
Oh, yeah, them. I would say all over the island, but mostly Kingston and St. Andrew. As I say, most slaughterhouse in Jamaica is in Kingston and St. Andrew. So you find, if you want to put it, say 75 to 80% of the butchers come from Kingston and St. Andrew. Between
Okay.
Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine to purchase cow at that market, whether it's on a Wednesday or a Saturday.
So recently, when you brought the matter to the fore, when you brought the matter to us, are you hearing me still? Right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right. Good. When you brought the matter to the public in terms of what the issues that you guys are having out there, bring that into the discussion now in terms of what has been happening to you people and why is it that you had to come public on the matter?
Okay, so we're losing business. That's the most concerning part that hit us so much and have us double wake up. Losing business meaning we cannot travel with the cows. We cannot purchase cow without a tag. So when I mean we're losing business now, okay, we cannot tag the cow in. It's agriculture. I mean between Rada and Nate. Those are the one who tags the cow. You cannot tag cow for yourself. So in the meantime, while we have to wait on them to come and tag the cow, we could be sitting there waiting for weeks, months. I get some of my cow tagged, and I was waiting for 3 months. And that 3 months lasts from me calling them this week, and they say they're coming next week, to the other week, and it run down to months. Some of my neighboring farmer been waiting since July, and now we're in December going to January, and they still cannot reach them.
Mm.
No, I don't want to talk about the blitz part of it, but While we're waiting, you have other farmers that would call you, because being that in my butcher part, or it affect me now, switching from the farming part. When farmer call you and tell you that they have 2 cows to sell, or 5 cows, or 10 cows, and you ask them if they tag and have the passport, and they say no, we have to be the one that giving them the number to call these tagging people to get them tagged, and after they tag, they should call us back, and then we'll come and purchase it. Yeah, so in the meantime, while we give them that, open that in 2 weeks' time, as they say, they would get the cow tag. They could be waiting for 2 months and not getting them tagged.
Awesome.
So if, for instance, you have 10 or 15 cows to kill on a weekly basis, and you have a person called you who have 10 cows, one have 5, one have 20. So for instance, you have 50 cows then waiting for you to purchase. You only might lucky to get 5 that's tagged. And the 5 that get tagged, those persons may be waiting for months and be able to get them tagged. The tagging system is very slow, and that's what's slowing up our business, and that's what I was concerned and out here now trying to seek all kind of help that we could get. If the tagging was more frequent and they reach out to the people that they need to reach out to and get the cows tagged, we wouldn't be crying, we wouldn't be begging, we wouldn't be doing all of this. Because especially in this Christmas season now, and we have a double trouble because the hurricane just passed. And as I say, we're in the breadbasket. And you know where the hurricane high was, where it treats about St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Westmoreland, and those places. And these are the places we get in the most trouble from the officers to stop us and arrest us and stop us from doing our business. And you have farmer down here, if you can check the amount of cow in St. Elizabeth alone, a rough check of the cows that down here alone, you could find at least 20,000 easily, because you have one farmer have like 800, 900 cow, one farmer. And they have 2 tagging person down here. For them to reach out to all these cow down here, it will be impossible for them to cover the ground like that. They need at least 20 to 50 tagger people. And they don't have that. They don't even have half of that. So that's the reason why we have this challenge right now for them to tag the cow. And if we talk, I mean, not if we talk, we've been talking and asking them for help wherever they can. And I don't think they're doing enough for us. To be straight up, they're not doing enough for us.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear clearly.
Very informative comments by you, and you are representing the farmers very well, especially those who are livestock farmers.
Sure.
Right. So and we appreciate it, and I'm sure members of the public do appreciate it, because you have brought to our attention the reality that the farmers are facing in terms of the tagging process and the branding of livestock. Do you agree that a part of the reason why it is required is for the safety of the public as well, for health reasons?
Right, as I mentioned, part of it, why they come out with it in the first place.
And the reality is that we have heard some stories, whether it is true or not, that persons have tried to sell animals that died as a result of Hurricane Melissa, passing it off as genuine meat. You know, so that fear and that mistrust is really out there in the public space.
Yeah, and that's been going on before even the hurricane come, and they would try to sell those type of animal that die and whatever it may be. You have unscrupulous character always out there trying to rig or try to bridge the system in that way, and that's why these people who purchase the meat should ensure that meat are properly tested, or not even properly tested, stamped. Look at the stamp, that stamped meat, and there's a number on it also, not just some bugu yaga in Jamaica term, stamp white ink, blue ink, or whatever. But they need to identify that number that the inspector, if it's Manchester, St. Elizabeth, wherever it may be, everybody have the number. So if they're purchasing meat, they should get up to date in a way so much, or educated in a way that they need the meat man that receiving the meat or the manager, they need to know these things. Because people just go out there and try to sell meat and stamp and thing, and that's where it come in place. So if the animal dead, them supposed to dash it or burn it or whatever.
Thank you for that.
Why you have a proper
Do
slaughter.
you would you say that the majority of livestock farmers want to be regularized and comply within the law and the regulations?
If I would say, I say yes, and I support it 110% because they need to have them regularized. And a lot of farmers out there want to. They join the campaign. They want to do it. Some of them start, some of them try to start, still haven't been on board yet. Because this can be something that helping us. It's supposed to be. Because we don't want no wannabe farmer, wannabe butcher out there. They need to register. They need to come on board the right and proper way. So I
Thank you for
support.
that. Thank you for that. And I hope our listeners and the farmers who are online
Right.
take heed. Because the reality is that the Pre-larceny Act is a very serious legislation. And if, as you have stated, if police see the transportation of livestock, you can be arrested. And well, it is an offense that you can get station bail for, but the time that would have been wasted being arrested, going to court, it
Right.
is time consuming. And
Innocent.
as business persons, as farmers, you want to get on with the business that you're in. And I'm going to encourage you to engage the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, engage them in a sit-down conversation and see how best the issue of the low number of authorized persons who are authorized to tag the animals, how that process can be, be dealt with in a more efficient and faster manner, so that the public interest is balanced as well as the interest of the farmers.
Gone that route already, and we try to go that route again because we invite the agriculture. We send a letter out to him. We invite with us the farmers and butchers so we could talk about going forward what we can do to help, what they can do to help us. But we haven't get a response from him to reach out. But we did have a meeting, being that you're saying to reach out to the agriculture or whoever. We did have a meeting. It was a small meeting. It was just two of us, butcher and farmer. But you have thousands of butcher want to meet up with the minister. And we sent out a letter for the 17th. And up to now, we have not get a response. Just like we've been out there crying out, demonstrating, get arrested for demonstrating, and trying to be on the social media and all over. And up to now, that they haven't called us yet and say, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Our show effort. What they're showing is more enforcement of what they want to do to us. A lot of farmers out there today crying every day. I go on the road, I hear them and see them. If I could record them and send it out, people would see. The last farmer I talked to a couple nights ago, him say we have to make a course stay bush and dead now. Because if we now get them for tag, so them can sell, might as well leave them dead. Some people saying them going come out of the business, leave it alone because it don't make no sense again. This, that, them in a play. Some people say 50, 60, 70 years. Now them a plan to come out. And everybody want to know the reason for this because as you state, it's supposed to be something that help us with the meat, wise, healthy meat, and follow the law of what they're doing. But they are not sending out people to get us to move around the legal and proper way. There's more police out there policing today against we, the farmer and butcher, than tagging people rather out there trying to help us. I can give you a number. You have 40, maybe 40 police down in St. Elizabeth alone, serious on this thing, want to arrest us and lock us up. They don't want to hear nothing about rather tell it to wait next week, rather tell it to do. They just don't care about that. And you only have two-person tagging. Two-person tagging. One of the person I know, him little vehicle brought down every time him try to touch the road. And the police vehicle I'm well equipped, brand new and nice, ready to come attack with. So it's not an even field. The field is up here and down there thing to us right now. And that's why we're crying out. Help us the farmer that's help building a part of agriculture. You're not helping us. You're helping us down in some way. You're supposed to be helping us for an animal not to steal and for us to go out there and produce proper and good meat and stuff. But at the same time, we have a cry that we wanted to help us with. We are not thief. We're not crying or calling for the thief. The thief is not doing better business than us, because when you cannot get the code tag to get it sell, the thief them will watch that and just go in your backyard anytime and take the code and go sell it. And some of them get it sell, I don't know, without it stamp, yes or no.
I
Them
hear
better
you.
than
And Mr. Clark, I really appreciate you being here and being so candid and open with the challenges that the cattle farmers are experiencing at this time, and it's unfortunate. But we do hope that the powers that be are listening or will listen, because it's on YouTube, so they can listen anytime. And I'm going to still encourage you. I know you have done writing letters before, but I'm going to encourage you to write again, and hopefully you will get some resolve. But I will turn over to Dr. Emil. I don't know if he has any question or comments or suggestions. Dr. Emil?
I'm here.
Yes.
No, I listened to him. Really a remarkable story, and the challenges that the farmers are facing. The struggle is real, and when you look at other aspects, that those struggles would impact in terms of the family dynamics. You know, how to provide for the kids going to schools, kids doing exams, and all of that. That impact that it has on the family dynamic is sort of gripping as well, because if that is what they do for a living, and the bureaucracy is hindering the smooth flow of the family dynamics in order for persons to be able to take care of their families, that is going to take an additional toll to whatever the system is throwing at them. That in and of itself can lead to frustration. It can lead to higher level of fatigue, and prevent healthy socialization. I go down that road. I'm a psychologist, so I will look at it from that angle. It will, impact in a negative way healthy socialization, because when the level of fatigue is extremely high, people snap easily. The rational reasoning brain does not come to the fore first. The emotional brain makes decision, and those decisions, that those decisions are never healthy. So I think, as you said, he needs to
Re-engage.
re-engage, and see how best they can move the process forward, because it's a necessary thing to do. And we need our cattle farmers. There's no question
Definitely.
about that. We need
Definitely.
our cattle farmers.
Lots of them quitting, I'm telling you.
But
Go
the
ahead.
challenge, Mr. Clark, I don't know if you have the information, but what percentage of Jamaican livestock do we consume as in comparison to meat imported from other jurisdiction?
Are you asking what we Jamaica contribute to the meat
Yes.
sector?
Is it a higher percentage, or do we import more?
From my knowledge, I don't go so deep in the import part, but my local knowledge and what I get from it, because I used to operate a meat store as well. and I'm well connected to these people who run meat store. Because when it comes to saying I'm a butcher, not just butcher to butcher and sell 2 pounds at the market I hear. Because I need to mention that as well. Butcher and sell to like Sampars, you have Sampar like about 6 to 8 outlet in Jamaica. Masters, them again have at least 10 outlet. Spanish Grain, them again. You have Jung Supermarket, you have other small supermarket that go on and on. And I could talk to some of my other companion who sell to like Nation Choice, Progressive, Select. You name all of them store around Jamaica. Juicy Beef, Tasties. Who those people, those people do party and do lots of party go overseas and all over. So we contribute a lot. And one thing I do know, I think our livestock, our cows are cows. They have to depend on it to use it in most of these meat store and patty place. It have to be the fresh meat that butcher like on a Monday and go to the store Monday and they start cut it up to process it, whether for patty, burger, or whatever. That same very following day. So the meat from abroad, it cannot use in certain meat aspect or certain cut to go on your supermarket table and what. It won't look like our meat. Our meat is fresh and just there look ready to eat from the meat that come from abroad that's well frozen. And once that defrost, it not going to have that look again. So we do a lot. And if they to cut off our meat to take from abroad, that wouldn't work. Not if. It won't work in some of these meat stores and meat process.
One of the concern I have, and I think Dr. Emil would have that concern as well. He mentioned it. So if somebody is taking a chance with a untag sets of cows from just for even a mile, and a police happen to pass a truck with say 10 or 20 cows, stop it, only one is tagged. So 19, the person can be charged with illegal larceny of the livestock, even though it may be let's assume it is his livestock, and brought before the court. So the system, whilst you're waiting 3-4 months for the tagging of the cows, there's still a local process in terms of transportation and you having to deal with the police officers. So the process is not equitable. Right, Dr. Emil? Because it is the justice is not there. You're taking a risk, but the risk is not because due to your fault. It's a system, a bureaucracy challenge that you don't have any control over.
The same system that arresting you is the same system that's supposed to come out and tag the cow. In other words, in our word that we talk about down here, the same government locking you up and the same government supposed to come and tag the cow. If they don't come out and tag the cow, you cannot carry it. And when you take a chance that this is Christmas, or my house blow up, so I'm going to take a chance with this one cow, them still lock you up because you've been calling them. I have cows that I purchased now. 3 weeks. I purchased it because these people explained to me that, look, may I sell your cow for long, for over the many years, me sell your animals, so help me out. They've been calling the tagging people, I'm waiting on them so long and them not coming, so help me out. So what I do, I go and purchase the cow. Sometimes I give them all of the money for the cow and tell them that we're going to keep trying these tagging people. So when them come, as soon as them tag them, we take them from you. Or we'd give them a part of the money for the cow and say, when them come tag, we pay the rest. And this is something that I do many, many, many times. I have cow there today that I purchased already, and these people calling me and say, you need to come for your cow because our grass are done. And for me, if you take the chance and carry the cow, because I'm losing business in any way, because look now, you purchase 5 cow from a man, in grass done. Your cow start lose weight, because I'm pull down. And at the same time, you want the cow to sell, and you losing business. Because you're supposed to sell that man 5 cow, you only get 1 with tag. So anyway you want to take it, we're losing and we're getting it bad. And we have no control over it. We cannot go there and tag the cow for ourselves. And while we're waiting, it just keep killing us more and more. And when you say about if you have 19 cow that untag in the truck and 1 tag, if you have 19 that tag and 1 don't tag, They
It's
have
still an
no
offense. Yes.
They have no discretion. If one don't tag and 19 tag, the police tell us I'm gonna lock you up. This one instant that happened to me the same very week when the hurricane done the Wednesday, and I'm carrying 4 cows in my truck. This Saturday, couple days after when the road pull and everything. Cause this man not have no grass, he want to sell them, and I'm waiting for the first butcher day to slaughter this cow. My customer out of meat and all that. This cow well tagged, have the passport and everything. I went to the scale was working, so I have to go to a next scale to weigh them. I hear a police vehicle come up to I never know it was a police vehicle, come up to my side, blowing and haunting and everything. So when I pull on the glass and say, what officer, pull over there, so. I say, why you talking like, why you want me pull over and not give me a talk? And it's just those type of way the angry you wish. I don't think they're properly trained. Why they doing these things? So anyway, I was kind of hungry or they stop you and acting. So by the time I go, I come out of the vehicle, I said, that's only train to talk to people, man. Give me the papers for them. I say, what you mean? I say, me I talk to you and ask you. This disrespect thing, how they do it to us as one, I'm not even going to talk about that because when they bring it up in the meeting that they have, they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear what, they just want to tell you what they're doing. The last time again we have a meeting, they said they want to have a meeting with us, to going forward to help us. And it was just police at the meeting. So the first thing I get to say after those police talk was, first thing I want to say, I don't see you guys have nobody from RAD here to represent for we to talk about the tagging because that's what killing us. Not just you guys. If they don't tag the code, the police start talking when say like you guys act like now some kids are very disrespectful when police attack and everything. So it's like it's a code on thing. We cannot talk or say anything. So everybody want to come out of the meeting because it was a one-side thing. They're not treating us the right way is one. They're not coming out and tagging the cows two. And when you talk to the minister, try to send message and try to get help. Nobody coming out to you and say, we're gonna do this now. I don't know why if they have this thing for us over the many years. God, you have to call me, I'm calling them. I do something important. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's a case where we do them something from in the past. I know they're trying to get back at us. Most
But
of the
Mr. Clark, we're not going to dwell on that. I'm going to encourage you again because we have other topics we have to move on to. But I'm going to encourage you to still forward another letter to the relevant ministry, including your local office, and I will communicate with you in next week. We'll have further discussions.
We're gonna try. A lot of us ready to quit it. Some of us ready to quit it. I'm telling the truth because this is not the first time we send a letter or send a message out to them. And it disencouraged. It very much disencouraged. And I want to say this on the broadcast. I don't know how many people listening, watching or what. I raise cow and I also butcher. I have one of my main farm that I raise cow. I'm planning of quitting it. So if anybody out there want to buy a farm, I'm planning to sell that one farm. This is some of the reason. Other reason as well, but this just tap me up to my head to say, yeah, you need to let go some of this. I raise I wouldn't say how much cow. It could be feed like the grain fed cow can raise on it. And you could also raise mother cow that have calf and thing. And it's a good business. But make you manage it no more. Then some of these things get encouraged. So I'm very seriously selling. So if it's a way where they want contact, I don't ever should give up my contact yet. But somehow I'm going to find a way to advertise it more.
They can reach us. They can reach us 876-336-9928. 876-336-9928. Talk to us here. We will get through to Renford for you. But the question that I have for you, I'm not too sure you had answered whether or not you've had a response from any of those letters.
No, he has not. He has not gotten any response.
No responses at all.
Yes,
No.
Okay.
not yet, not yet. But
right.
we'll
get back
talk.
to you.
Yes, we'll talk about that some more during the course of next week, Mr. Clark.
Yes, yes. And most of my partner and them who we do business with, they said they're sorry they didn't get to reach out on this soon because some of these farmers, not everybody really up to the latest technology. So when we tell them some of them about Zoom, they don't know about Zoom, they might get them done.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
you'll get the YouTube link that they can just click on and they will see the recording after the show ends. So you
Right,
can still share it in your farmers group.
but before
Right.
you go though, before you go, where do we go from here for you? We are right there into the Christmas. Are you continuing with your process in terms of the
We're not
butchering, in terms of and so on? What's happening?
our Christmas compromise, it cut in half. Or maybe for some of us it cut in quarter. Because I'm maybe sure you remember we have a butcher strike about 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
We trying to see if they would at least listen to us or try to do something when some of our customer don't have enough meat to sell, including
Mm.
juicy big tasty and them.
Yes,
But
yes.
some of these farmers were saying it's foolishness and butcher. So we've been trying so much and they're not listening to us. So we might as well go ahead and do a business. Some of us
So,
quit,
so
never
it's
do
so it's
anything.
business as usual for most of you in terms of trying to supply as much as you can.
Them say we are gonna dead for hungry and them don't know what we do it for because it don't seem like it's something that we do to send a message. It was maybe something to them that we're doing something to disrespect them. And it's not really that. We're just doing it to try get them to listen and say, look, try to help us in some way. This is how serious it is. We plan to quit our business or put our business on pause just for you guys to recognize us. And it don't go nowhere, sir.
Well, you have aired it one more time here on NRP Radio and on this broadcast, and we as Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop, our attorney at law, who's on the platform this evening with us. She has indicated to you we'll be talking during the course of the week so we can help you along and the other farmers along the road of recovery. For some and for others to push ahead. There is still hope even though there's darkness.
Oh, yeah, we still have hope. Some people say them are leave it, some say them are fight it till the wheel fall off. And me have cried, me come like I'm agriculture minister and something else. The amount of people will call me and the last guy said to me that I heard that you're planning to meet with the minister. This is what you need to tell him. We want to sell with cow and we house stuff, one go on, we are catch. But them call it something right gear leptospirosis, we tired of chop all in, we have a cow and sell to get it. But they're giving me all kind of message, all kind of way and everything. I say, underneath to cry out for myself. Them say, oh, them all cry. I say, call the real. Me no know, yeah, man. It just,
In church, we say forward still, tis Jehovah's will. So we're going
yeah,
to say to you one more time,
right.
forward still, keep going. Don't give up. You have a place in Jamaica. You have a place in the agricultural sector. And
Yeah,
there are those who will help you to continue to voice your concerns as you go along, even as frustrating as it might be.
yeah, most of my life, I'm proud to say this is what I do to make my living. Send my, for how many kids go school and college and some still going. And I can share the same view from my farmer friends and butcher friends. I don't
Mm.
know to sell car, to pull teeth, to do lawyer work, do whatever. This is what I know. So that's why I'm trying to fight for a little part of it. But while I'm fighting, seem like me I fight myself.
Well, let's not give up yet. Dr. Anne-Marie.
Yes, thank you for that, Mr. Nash. Mr. Clark, do not give up. As Mr. Nash said. I admire your courage and your strength, and you represented the farmers who are livestock farmers very well. Continue pressing forward, and when God is in the vessel, you can
Right
smile
on the
at the
storm.
storm. So don't give up just yet. We'll talk and see how we can help you and your team to get some kind of audience or get some resolution in going forward in the long term. All
Right.
right.
With thanks for that on behalf of the farmer and butcher. With thanks to hear that, but I hope with thanks for something. Not just a word, but some action and we see some fruit
I'm
bearing.
not a politician, so I'm not making any promises, but we will talk.
All right, keep in touch, Redford, and we thank you so much for coming on the platform this evening. And I know that you have some others of your farmer friends who are listening tonight. And we want
Right.
to say thanks to them too for listening in. And remember, the number that you can call is 876-336-9928 for your farmer friends. They know you and you know me, and you can reach me and we can talk and keep the message going forward. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Dr.
Thanks again to
Yes,
you
go
all.
ahead, Mr. Clark.
No, I was saying thanks again to you all because you sound like some encouragement people. The words and what you guys have been saying, it kind of helped lift me a bit because I heard
Yes.
from bigger heads than you guys, and I still have to see the liftment, the upliftment come yet. But I'm thanking you guys in advance.
I like your words. I like your words.
You're welcome.
All right.
Dr. Emil, we're going to move on to as a pastor, we're going to move on to the individual and the church and the impact that Melissa has made on us as individuals.
Yes. But
And
let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick break and
very
come right
well.
back. All
No
right.
problem. Thank you.
Bless you. Stand by.
I'm hoping, guys.
Ready to boost your health naturally? Visit Natural Vine Health Food Store at Ronald Holmes Business Complex, shop number 3, 5 Fernley Avenue, Mapen, Clarendon. At Natural Vine Health Food Store, we believe that true wellness begins with nature. We stock the best natural products, supplements, and vitamins to keep your body strong and energy high. Get personalized consultation to help you choose what's right for you. Visit us or call 876-838-9313. That's 876-838-9313. Because at Natural Vine Health Food Store, your health is our priority.
All right, this is your priority. We taking one more, and then we come back to our guest right here on this station. Stay with us. This is NRP Radio, broadcasting to our nation and the world. Let's go now and hear from our friends. All right, I'm hearing myself in the background there. Not too sure what's happening and what's causing that. All right, but you have your radio on there. Somebody in the audience. Yes. So stay with me. We are just trying to get another one in, but in the meantime, I'm going to line that up. Let's go back to our guest right after we do this. It is 9:38. Make that 22 minutes going up to the hour of 10 o'clock. You're tuned to the NRP Weekendz Gospel Show. Of course, we're broadcasting on several platforms tonight. We are on nrpmediaja.com. We are on YouTube at NRP Media JA. Of course, I am on TikTok with so many of our persons who are listening in to the broadcast right now. We are broadcasting as well on Good Gospel over there in Brownstown in St. Anne, GGFM, of course. And we are on Presence Radio in Kingston. We are on Gospel Expression Radio in New York, and Z Life Radio also in New York, and KVRN in Massachusetts. So many of our connecting partners are there with us, and we thank God for you who are tuning to the show tonight. It's our what we call it, our year in review program, and you just heard there from Renford Clark representing the farmers and butchers and the concerns that they have. And now we come back to our panelists right here, Dr. Emil and Dr. Emil, Dr. Bishop. Amber Bishop will tell us about Dr. Emil. Who is he? One more time for those who are just joining us. And Dr. Emil will tell us who is she. Right. So go right. Okay, so go right ahead, Dr. Bishop, about Dr. Emil, and Dr. Emil about Dr. Bishop, and then we take the other topics. Go right ahead.
So what can I say about Dr. Emil? He's tall as I am, maybe a little bit taller, handsome. Dr. Emil is a pastor and a counseling psychologist with years of experience as a counseling psychologist. He's very good at what he does.
Yes.
He is a bee farmer, and the honey is absolutely delicious.
All
Although I
right.
didn't get any this year, and I'm so disappointed. So you owe me 2 bottles next year, right?
He will he will tell us when he's sending the you're muted.
I'm okay. Dr. Emil?
All right, so Dr. Bishop is my very good friend. She's an attorney at law, mother of 5 children,
Yes.
and a wonderful, warm personality. She's very progressive, a go-getter, someone who never stop until she attains what is it that she sets out to attain. Very purpose driven, and I said she's my good friend, and that is something that I will say again and again. We have done several programs
Project.
together and projects and all of that. I don't think we still have a number for the amount of programs we have done together. Very, very experienced, and her expertise goes before her. She's someone I'd recommend to anyone who have a legal issue. Sometimes she goes beyond just the law to ensure that the client. I remember we did a joint case once, and her reach in terms of how she extended herself to the family that she was really litigating for. She's also a psychologist, just completed her master's in psychology, and accrements endless. So those are some of the things I think you would want to know about Dr. Bishop.
And what would
She's
you want to say?
also the president of the Kiwanis Club for the Garden Parish of St. Anne. If I left that one out, then I know I'd be in trouble. She's also a JP as well.
Wonderful.
So
And
It
what
is
do you
too much to name.
and what do you say about the honey for next week?
No, next year. It's next year.
Next year.
But just to correct you, Dr. Emil, I'm no longer the president for Garden Parish. I'm a distinguished past president, but I am the first female president for the Kiwanis Club of St. Mary.
Wonderful.
And we meet at Corpus San Susie on a Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thanks for the
But
correction.
you forgot one important thing.
What's that?
Before I go to that, I'm still in the process of doing my master's. I hope to complete for counseling psychology next year. So it's not that far off. So
I thought that you were out of.
No,
out
not
of
yet.
that.
Not yet. I have a few more courses to complete in the new year. So I will be complete next year. That is my intention. I have other things to move on to. So I don't have time to let it go beyond 2026. But you forgot one very important thing.
What? That you were
I'm
my
young,
spirit?
free, and singer, and I'm looking a man of God for 2026. And I'm claiming him in Jesus' name, right?
Oh my
And he has to be tall
God.
like me. He has to be tall like me,
I heard that person
or above.
I hear that people have their own boas out there, their own boas.
Enlighten me. What is a boss?
Boaz was Ruth's husband.
Yes.
Repeat that, Dr. Emil.
Boaz was Ruth's husband.
Okay.
In the Bible. So Boaz was Jesse's father and David's grandfather.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's a Boaz out there for Anne-Marie.
For you.
That's right. That's
as long as he's tall.
Can I tell you as well that Boaz was like about 40 years older than Ruth?
I don't want somebody that old. I'm sorry.
I know I would get to with that one.
No. Yeah, he has to be a Christian. He has to be tall. Should be able to cook. Love children, be family oriented, and community oriented, because I like community work.
Folks, at this time, with that said, it is a good way to segue into the other segment of our discussion tonight in our year in review. It's a different style. It's not the regular year in review. We're talking and we're chit-chatting and just having a good time on the program. That's what we are here. We're reaching you where you are. And as we said, no boundaries, no limitations whatsoever. So we're heading now into the other parts of our discussion in our year in review program with Dr. Dr. Bishop and Dr. Emil. Over to you, Dr. Bishop.
So, Dr. Emil, let us look at the individual and then the church. And when we look at the individual, we know the country was impacted, so we can put that in. But we want to focus on this, not just the physical damage, but the psychological impact on individuals in particular.
In terms of the hurricane.
In terms of the hurricane, but we want to zone it in on our children, because a lot of schools were damaged. Some schools reopen several weeks later. Some schools are not open, from what I understand.
And some schools are open without a roof on top of the building.
Right. So
I just on Friday, to just input this, just on Friday, that's yesterday, I was speaking to a group of teachers in Manchester, and they're from St. Elizabeth, and they were telling me that their classes are held under a tree, whatever is left of the tree, right? Because there's no roof on their school buildings, and they have to sit within this shaded area where whatever leaves have grown back on these trees, and that's where they have to have classes every day. And I said, what?
Whoa,
my goodness, that is tough, you know.
Can I tell you, though, I did some research some time ago on environment and how different environment foster learning on that tree. If it is well organized and well structured, learning on that tree is very, very impactful in terms of it is distracting to a certain extent, but the open environment, if you know how to use that, if the teacher is skilled enough and know how to use that environment, it can be very productive, especially for slow learners, especially for kids with ADHD who have short attention span. Then there's enough in that environment to keep the prefrontal cortex active, and to create a network between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, which is really the hippocampus, and the hippocampus, which is really the learning and memory center. Then because their attention span is short, and there's enough distraction, and the sort of distraction is not distraction that will distract them negatively, but it's a sort of distraction that will allow a rest, a facilitate or a break in the prefrontal cortex during that downtime, and to sort of re-engage them. So it's like you refresh, you reconnect, you re-engineer by virtue of that open environment. So it's a very, very productive learning environment, external learning environment.
If you can manage it.
If you know how to manage it. So it takes a lot of patience from the teacher. It takes a lot of understanding. So the teacher must understand the ebb and flow of that external environment. It should never be compared with what is going to be happening in a classroom with the four walls. So if it is that you have a comparative analysis mindset where you're always comparing, and if it is that the teacher shows any level of frustration and stress and feeling overwhelmed or burnout, then that is going to be transmitted to the students, and you're going to get a negative feedback where, because of that, you're going to impact the amygdala, which is the threat detector center of the brain, and that negative response, is emotional response, is going to sort of shut down the smooth functioning of the prefrontal cortex, and decision making is going to be affected, which is critical for learning. All of those are going to be affected, and so you might find that the kids will not learn.
So it requires the teacher to be creative, and it requires a mindset shift in how the learning and process is delivered in that kind of space, in that outdoor space.
Yes.
But I have to intervene and ask a question, though, as relates to the teacher. When you talk about being creative, Dr. Bishop, when the teacher themselves, they are also in their homes, their roofs are gone. How does that creativity set in when my house roof is gone. My mind is gone. I mean, I'm here at school. I'm trying to do my best, but I have to think about where when I leave school, I'm going back to an open space, nonetheless, in the dark.
And that is just a powerful example. But the truth about it is that, all right, so creativity and mind wandering is in the same place of the brain. We call it the default mode network. Both are in the same area of the brain. The same area of the brain that does mind wandering, daydreaming, and all of that is the same area of the brain responsible for creativity, innovation, and all of that. It's a group of lower brain region engaging in a brain chat, and you have mind wandering. It's the default mode network. Now, when that happens in that external environment, what you find is that the quality of the distraction that avail itself in that external environment bridge that gap that would cause that compulsive daydreaming because of the stress and all of that. Now it aids in shutting that down so that the teacher can become productive. So that external environment provide a coping mechanism for that reality.
But also, Mr. Nash, bear in mind that as teachers, the adults in this space, they also have a fiduciary duty to the students because they're teachers and it is a job. So they in that space, they need to be more mature and exercise emotional intelligence, compartmentalize their issues in the period of time, even if the school is only being kept for 4 hours. Deal with their work, the children, because the children depend on the adults for stability and security. So even though, let's say I am a teacher and I have my issues, my roof, I don't have light or water or internet. When I enter the classroom space, when I enter the school compound, my mind has to be focused in that space for those few hours. And then I deal with my other issues after. Because children will pick up on the negative energy. Children will pick up on the mood of the teachers, and it will affect their learning. So it's not a perfect space, you know. We are not talking about a perfect space. Remember, we had COVID and would have learned from that. The hurricane has taught us other lessons, but it is about managing, and Dr. Emil is more experienced than myself, but it's about managing all the various thoughts that's going through our headspace.
Sometimes it's easier said than done when you look at it that way. Sometimes it's easier said than done because here it is that you take someone out of their home and just carry them into the middle of the sea, in the middle of several sharks, and just drop them in the water. So as teachers, they have gruesome reality because when that roof goes in the middle of the storm, as a new norm, as a new reality. So you'll need some time and you need professional help to help you to be able to cope so that you can be productive. Because if it is that you can't cope with what you're dealing with, then you're going to now struggle to provide careful assistance to the students that you are employed to provide. So I think while that is a reality and the call for duty is also a reality, I think it goes beyond that, where we now look at the employers, the ministry, and the sort of network of professionals that these teachers are exposed to so that they can continue to be productive. Because remember, they are human, and we are going to behave one way. The brain is designed to deal with issues in a particular way. And different people respond to stress and trauma event differently. No two persons will respond to it the same way. And so, it's a catch-22 situation. It's a slippery slope. And once you engage the slope, there is no way up. So I think a safety net has to be created so that persons can, do the job that they have to do in a very productive way.
And using your example, Dr. Emil, being out in the sea, surrounded by shark, naturally, it's natural for humans to move into survival mode, swim or fight. I would like you to share with our listeners maybe just 2 techniques that teachers can do for themselves to help them cope in those parishes that are very stressful, where they have to be dealing with students perhaps twice per day, the same, class, instead of one session, like 8:30 to 3, but maybe the class is split in two, or they have to be outdoor as opposed to the traditional classroom space. How can they protect their mental health um in terms of individual as teachers, but also what kind of exercise they can do with the students to help, you know, get the child's attention for the few hours that they have them, suggest maybe a game that is very simple. And of course, I would love for you to share your number so persons can reach out to us, persons that need counseling, and we would encourage the education ministry, if any of them is listening, to engage the private sector counseling psychologists, so that they can have more persons on board to assist the teachers at this time. Go ahead, Dr. Emil.
All right, so my number is 592 1846 848 6910.
Could you repeat those numbers, please, and the name of your organization?
So it's 592 1846 848 6910. The organization is 390 Training and Consultancy Services.
Thank you for that, Dr. Emil.
Great. Now, thoughts are like fish. Once you take the fish out of the water, keep it out of the water, it is going to die. Once you take the thought out of your head, put it on a piece of paper, you are going to exert control over that negative thought. Journaling is very important. So I'd say to teachers, journal, write down what is happening, right? If something is in your head, write it down. Once you write it down, I normally say to people in church today, I was giving this tip as well. Put your hand flat on a piece of paper. So my hand, just put your hand flat on a piece of paper. Draw a line from your wrist all the way through the fingers. Come all the way back to the other side of the wrist. Right? Are you seeing that? And
yes.
You go right there. Now, inside the space here, you're going to write from what you have journaled, all the things that are in your control in these spaces. Outside these spaces now, outside, you're going to write the things outside of your control. Then you draw a line through all the things one by one that are outside of your control and focus on the ones that are in your control. Remember, while you're doing that, you're naming them with a statement. I have no control over this. I need to let this go. So you're registering that in your brain. You're creating new pathways in your brain. So you're actually rewiring your brain as you go along, letting go of the things that you have no control
over. Very well.
And focus on the ones you have control over. A second technique, and the long out, the long exhale is what is important here. 4, 2, 6. So it's 4 in, hold for 2, and 6 out. And this is how you are going to do it. You can sit down, you close your eyes if you choose, rest your hand comfortable, and you breathe in 2, 4. In 5. Sir Nash? Not hearing you, you're muted. Okay. Now,
All right, we
yeah,
just
go
had a
ahead.
time signal. We just had a time signal break. So just letting our listeners know that it is now what 10 o'clock right here on the station and automatic time signal there. So we're going to be back to continue with our discussion. It's the Weekend's Gospel Show and it's our year in review discussion with Dr. Emil and Dr. Anne Marie Bishop. Right ahead, sir.
Continue, Dr.
Yes.
Emil.
So you go in 2, 4. Hold that 4. You hold it on 2 and you exhale through your mouth as if you're breathing through a straw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the exhale should be long. That long exhale create a sense of mindfulness where you now start to focus on your breath. And you do that for 5 minutes and that will create. But essentially for teachers, they need to find a safe space within their environment so that they can reconnect, re-engage themselves. And I normally say to people, engage nature. Look out on the trees. Look at what is happening around you. Connect with something. Hold on to a leaf. Take off your shoes. Ground yourself in a somatic way. Ground yourself. Feel the temperature of the earth beneath your feet. So these are things that they can do in the moment. And I'm not even going to go into the mindfulness, the mindful eating, the mindful walk, the mindful stroll in the classroom or on the corridors. I'm not even going to go into those, but those are things that you can do as well. Mindfully eat, where you know, taste the texture of the food, how the food sounds in your mouth, pay attention to it. Those are part and parcel of mindfulness. There are a number of other pieces to mindful eating and all of that, but those are part and parcel. Now, teachers can play cognitive games. There are several cognitive games that teachers can play. You can say a word and you pass the word around and listen if the word comes back to you. So nobody's saying out that word loud. You are just whispering the word into someone's ears and they transmit that word from one person to the other person, and then all of what they do, you when the last person come back to you, you hear if that was a word that you had said or the statement that you said. So these are things that in the moment can engage persons and bring a sense of calm and relaxation, and they are simple.
Thank you for sharing that. I can tell you that game, the cognitive game of the word, we did that in the Kiwanis Club of Otrius just Thursday. And something else by the time it came around. We
It
heard
was
three
something
different
else.
versions of the one of the statement. So I appreciate what you have shared, Dr. Emil. So
Thank
hopefully
you.
our teachers, having gotten some suggestions, some advice, they can engage with that when they return to school in January. I believe all schools are out until about September the 5th, Mr. Nash, thereabouts, either the 5th or 6th of not September, gosh. January. So
And I don't know if you remember when we were in class, Dr. Bishop. You know, Sir Nash, she was my student for a time. Brilliant student as well. I taught her in the master's program.
Well, that's
But
why she's back here now.
yeah, so so when we were in class, Dr. Bishop, there's something that we did. You remember the habit loop,
yes.
Charles
But
Duhigg. Yeah, the habit loop, and so it is important that you understand habits so that you don't become abusive, because unless you understand habits and how habits are formed, and a lot of person will tell you about discipline and willpower, when where habit is concerned as it relates to where it is formed in the basal ganglia, and when you look at habits and discipline and behavior, habits are always going to win. So when you throw habits up and you throw discipline and willpower in the conversation, it tells us that you really don't have a grasp on what you're talking about, because habits are always going to win, because the brain is looking for an easier way to survive. And so what you find is that the brain delves in repetition. So once you repeat a behavior more than one time, it is going to be a reality. It is going to be your reality. And habits don't change, but they can be replaced. So you have to understand that. And in situation like these, you might find persons looking for coping mechanism, which becomes a habit after a short space of time. So you might find students start to smoke, they start to use drugs, alcohol. Teachers might get sucked in too. So, here it is that we are now going to have a challenge, because instead of dealing with one thing, you have several things dealing with, because persons will have to find ways to cope so that they can continue their daily routines. So a lot of persons out there do need help. And
Yes.
then the stigma and the labeling of society and persons become stigmatized and labeled. So they are afraid to come out and to share what they are going through. A lot of persons get depressed, and a lot of persons are not sleeping. When you are not sleeping, then you have several issues, especially for persons who are older. You might have the glymphatic system not functioning properly because persons are not sleeping. And remember, the glymphatic system, which is your brain, is the cesspool cleaner of your brain, if you want to put it that way. So it is what cleans your brain to get you ready for tomorrow, get the waste out of your system. And a lot of persons go to bed with their wake system still active, the orexin, right? The cortisol, the adrenaline, that is your wake system, right? And that wake system produce adenosine, which is your sleep system. And a lot of times we don't shut it down. And one of the way to shut it down so that your sleep can become healthy and restful is to do some breathing exercise just before, like a
You
10 minutes before you go to bed, and shut down that wake system with the excess cortisol and the adenosine. And so I always say to my patient, I remember I had a schizophrenic patient some time ago, and after creating a sleep log for the schizophrenic patient with proper medication therapy, I and some dietary changes in terms of spicy food, moving the spicy food out of the afternoon completely. Anything that was spicy, I moved it out of the afternoon. And the person turned around because the sleep was more restorative now. And they started to sleep a lot better. I created a sleep log for them to do the sleep journal and all of that to ensure that. And for the first week, after seeing the patient after the first week, then the sleep, I noticed that there's I'm sorry, I noticed that there's an improvement in the sleep pattern. So the sleep pattern moved from 11 to 1 to 9 to 3. So sorry, it tells us that the glymphatic health was much better and sleep was much more restorative. And so I could help the client that way, along with medication and proper medication therapy. When we talk about medication therapy, we talk about taking the medication on time, the correct dosage, how the medication is supposed to be taken before meal, after meal, during meal, or whatever. You understand? Taking the
yes.
medication until it is completed. So that combination help the person, and we help the person back. You know, so it is important to understand all the little pieces that are involved in something like this.
Thank you
So
for that information, Dr. Emil. And although we were going to look at the church, having looked at the individual, let us move into the impact of Melissa on the education system. What are we to expect with in terms of over the next 4 months? We saw the negative impact of COVID on our education system. We're still experiencing the effects of Melissa because some schools are still not fully functioning. What are we to expect as psychologists?
Burnout,
From the
significant
student,
burnout.
both where's are you
Both
speaking from
student,
the student perspective or the teacher's
both
perspective?
students and teachers, because we are talking about human beings, right?
Yes.
So you're going to have high levels of burnout, high levels of fatigue, low degree of tolerance. So persons are not going to be very, very tolerant. They are going to become overly sensitive, because here it is that stress is rampant and persons are walking around being traumatized.
Yes.
So they have to live that traumatic experience is really running cycles, rings in the brain. And a lot of persons don't know how to deal with it. So you'll find that persons resort to different coping mechanism. Persons demonstrate higher level of antisocial behavior. You have more frequent mood swings. You have person more depressed, more angry, and responding more angrily. Production is going to drop. Performance is going to drop. So you might find that students that were A students have now become B students or C student, because what might be happening is that the sleep, they are not getting enough sleep because that trauma is active in the brain, and they might not be getting a lot of sleep. And when that happens, the memory is not hardwired as it should. So that declarative memory, that memory that you use to identify different things in your work environment, that memory is not as functional as it's supposed to be, because you could have a shrinking of the hippocampus, which is really the learning and memory center, because persons have become extremely traumatized, persons have become depressed. And when these issues happen, it causes the hippocampus to shrink. So learning becomes somewhat retarded, it slows. So you might find that might be happening. You might find teachers are teaching from a burnout perspective, where they are overwhelmed, their high levels of fatigue and frustration. Those things could be happening with the teachers, and so they are not as astute as they always were in terms of their delivery, and they are not as patient either. They snap easily, and the information is not transferred as smoothly as you'd want it to be. So a lot of things are going to be at play here. But can there be help? Can the situation be addressed? Yes, there are enough tools and techniques available to help both students
And
and
teachers.
and teachers. Group therapy is also important, because a lot of times one person might feel as if, oh, this is only affecting me. But when you have group sessions, what you do is that you say to everybody that, hey, look, the things that me alone it affect. But look how much people, once they get to that level of recognition, they are almost over the hill. They can now recognize and just let go, and start to live again, as time goes on, better with time, so to speak.
And I agree with you, Dr. Emil, about group therapy. In fact, God gave me a mandate in November. So the Bishop Law Foundation, of which I'm the founder and president, and also the Kiwanis Club of St. Mary, we started what we dub post Melissa psychosocial and devotional initiative. So we have visited about 5 or more primary schools in St. Mary. And what we did, we had devotion with the students and teachers. We prayed with them. We do praise and worship. We spoke about Melissa, their feelings, and we had them reflect and share their experiences. And we spoke to them about time management, especially with the grade 4 to 6 students who have PEP coming up in 2026. how they feel about the upcoming exams, how they can manage their time better. And, even those students who were not directly affected, but maybe they had relatives in the parishes that were affected, they would have suffered from some kind of secondary trauma because they might have seen videos or pictures of their grandparents or, other relatives' house that was severely damaged. One child expressed that although his house was not damaged, he could hear the zinc, you know, just blowing crazy from his, when he looked through the window and observed what was happening with his neighbor's house. So we realized that the children, they were
And not to
willing to
cut you,
discuss with us. Yes.
if I may, not to cut you, but think if you could just drop into all of that, the survivor's trauma, the survivor's guilt, and all of
Yes.
those components, which are real components of those experiences.
So
Yeah, go
true, because we are aware that, so persons, let's say persons in St. Anne or St. Mary who weren't that affected, but persons who we have relatives in St. Elizabeth, St. James and Westmoreland, and we are saying to ourselves, I'm glad I was not in that parish, or I'm glad the hurricane did not affect my side where I was as much. So there is that survivor's guilt, and that's a reality. So I can appreciate what you have said about how the impact that it will have over the next several months, if not years, on the education system.
Yeah.
Mr. Nash, any comments coming from you, or is it time for a break?
Yes, we're gonna take a break shortly, but I was just looking at Facebook. We want to welcome Erica Walker. We want to welcome Christopher Peer, and Christopher Peer is one of those persons who has continuously listened to us when we are doing our program. We want to say thank you very much, Christopher, for coming on, and he has indicated that dealing with stress in the classroom, his basic recommendation is to do some walks. Do some walks. That is his basic recommendation. I don't know how you both respond to that kind of comment by Christopher. Is this something that is usable in the classroom when you're going through stress?
Dr. M, I would say it is usable because it gives you some time to just relax. Even if you walk for 10 minutes in the schoolyard, just take a break. And if you're if you're in a school environment where you have lots of trees, nice scenery in terms of the flora and fauna, then walks can be good. And I would, just thinking about it now, it's good if the school can create let's call it a peace garden, a space where persons can just go and sit and relax without the four walls. Because sometimes sitting in a staff room is not necessarily relaxing. But the outdoor space, a garden with a fountain, fishes in the water, that's relaxing. Dr. Emil, what's your take on, taking a break and walking for a few
Yeah, man.
minutes?
Remember, I mentioned earlier the mindful walk, where you engage your environment in an intentional and deliberate way. So when we talk about mindful walk, we are talking about being in the present, in the moment, in an intentional and deliberate way where you're engaging your surrounding. So walking is good.
Okay. All right, very well.
Have the ability to walk mindfully, it is still good.
Wonderful. And you say walk mindfully mean you just don't just leisurely walk.
Not at all.
Mindfully, that means what exactly is going through your mind when you're walking in that kind of mindful walk?
So when you're walking mindfully, you are activating all these brain regions that you need to activate.
Doing
to
what?
not to suppress the stress, but to filter the stress in an active way. So you are in the present and you are engaging your environment. By engaging your environment, you are taking this thing out of the stress. So you are filtering it. It's like when somebody dies for you, you grieve, you cry. it's the same sort of filter, but you're not seeing the tears, but you are letting out that stress into your environment because of that being in the moment, being present in the moment in a real way, in a deliberate way, in an intentional way. So you're observing your step. You are looking at the surface of the road. You are listening to the birds. You are looking at the trees swaying in the wind. You are in the moment and you are engaging your environment.
Indeed.
And you're
So,
not being
so
judgmental or
right.
anything like that. You're just in the moment, enjoying the moment.
So, Mr.
That's
Nash, it's a deliberate action. It requires focus. It's deliberate.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so it's deliberate, so I'm going to take it. Right, we're going to take the break, a deliberate break at this time, to allow my guests online. As a matter of fact, we want to say thanks once again to those of you who are on YouTube watching and participating in the program. Please, you can leave your comments in the chat section of YouTube. You can also do that on Facebook Live for those of you who are on. And for those who are on TikTok Live at NRP Media JA, yes, you can participate as well and say something as you listen to the program. Leave something in the comment, leave your comments, and I will pull them up for you momentarily. Let's take a break and talk to you about something that's coming up at 5:30 tomorrow morning.
Morning has broken like
So,
the first morning.
it is also good.
Radio listener, what are you doing weekday mornings?
How about letting NRP Radio give you a good start to your day at 5:30 a.m. Sundays to Fridays?
We guarantee you will never regret it. On a Sunday, start your week with the inspiring and thought-provoking 30-minute long break of day program with Clayton and Hyacinth Johnson. And join us for a repeat on Thursday mornings at 5:30.
The question was asked in Proverbs, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Creator of heaven and earth, the balm in Gilead, the conquering lion in the tribe of Judah. There is none like you.
Mondays and Wednesdays, reserve your seat in the NRP Radio front row as the seasoned and respected voice of Bishop Valmore Dawkins transcends your mornings and tells you it's time to praise the Lord.
There is going to be a day when the Lord Jesus Christ will give us our reward.
Let the radio sound continue to tingle in your ear when on Tuesdays and Friday mornings, you're invited to join the young but in-depth presenter, Pastor David Brown, as he takes you on a journey into the timeless wisdom of God's Word.
We have need of endurance. We need to build our faith and make ourselves spiritually strong in the Lord, because we will endure life's difficulties. Because when you have done God's will, you will receive the promise of His reward.
Yes, radio listener, it's the dynamic team of Ministers Clayton and Hyacinth Johnson, Bishop Valmore Dawkins,
and Pastor David Brown in the NRP Break of Day program Sundays through Fridays.
Right here on NRP Radio, streaming on the platform of nrpmediaja.com and on Facebook and YouTube at NRP Media JA. NRP Media and Radio,
reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Morning has broken like the first morning.
Yes, man. This is Lubert Levy, Sister Pat, Radical Mr. Marty. Yeah, man. And we are telling them, so who got blessed, no man curse, you know? So we all that trust God. So you hear me? Hey, hey. My God. Where's the Sister Pat? Every time I turn around, God is blessing me. Every time I turn around, God is blessing me. Every time I turn around, God is blessing me. Hallelujah, praise the Lord.
Yes, and the sound there of Lubert Levy. Every time I turn around, God is blessing me, and we're blessing you tonight with our discussion talking about those things that impact on education. We discussed agriculture before, and my team is with me tonight one more time, Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop and Dr. Emil. They are talking education and those negative things that are impacting education. Back to my guests online with me, my usual guests, that is. They are no strangers around town. So over to you one more time, Dr. Bishop and Dr. Emil.
Thank you, Mr. Nash. And I like to greet all the Kiwanians who are online, joining us on YouTube or on our other social media platforms. Distinguished Lieutenant Governor Nesbert Smith from the Kiwanis Club of St. Mary, he responded to your question. I saw it in the YouTube chat about it being Hurricane Charlie, 1951.
Yes.
So, Dr. Emil, I thought you were young, but you're younger than I thought because it is Hurricane Charlie. Well before
Yes.
my time, I'm only in my 30s, right?
Yes.
But as we were discussing the impact on the
Education sector.
education sector, our real concern as a parent, I know the schools are trying, I know some schools that were able to reopen have, and there was a point that some schools, in terms of the electricity, they open for a few hours per day, to facilitate the continuation of learning, teaching and learning. And I commend our teachers at this time for their efforts because it is not easy for them either, as Dr. Emil would have shared, that they're also going through, the effects of the hurricane and the trauma or the secondary trauma. So I must commend the teachers in our country for the work that they have put in to get our children back on some sort of track. Because we know that in a few months we have PEP exams. I think perhaps commencing February, if I'm not mistaken.
Thereabouts, yes.
Thereabouts. And we know the grade 4, 5, and 6 are the students that will be so engaged. And even for those students who are at the secondary school level, whether you're doing CXC, well, CSEC in 3rd, 4th, or 5th form, they would have also been impacted because some of our high schools were damaged as well.
Yes.
So we want to say, a big thank you to our teachers for keeping, the ball rolling when it comes to our children, and to the parents who are involved, because it takes a village to care. And we as parents have to play our role in ensuring that our children are provided with the resources to help with their learning. So we commend our teachers and our parents who are very active in their school. Yes, over to you, Dr. Emil. And I'm passionate about teaching and learning. I'm a very active, involved, hands-on parent.
Yeah. I want to join in with your commendations as well, because I think that our facilitators, our teachers,
Yes.
After the storm, they made themselves ready, whatever limited capabilities they had after the storm, they made themselves ready and they went back out and started preparing the students, working with them. It was really, really difficult because I have a number of friends that are teachers, and it has been a difficult time, but they really ensure that they bite the bullet, as we would say, and they went out there and they are supported by the Ministry of Education. Probably not what they would want, but hey, nothing at all is ever what we want, right, Sir Nash?
That's
but
right.
The ministry is playing its part also, and I think there needs to be more scope for staff development to training in terms of psychology and psychological techniques as to how to manage the environment and how to, because a lot of these schools in volatile areas, a lot of these challenges comes into the classroom, comes onto the school compound, and it challenge the school population, not just that immediate class, but it challenges the school population. And so, a lot needs to be done in terms of the wholesome or the holistic preparation of teachers to deal with all the things that comes into their environment. So that is something that we need to pay attention to. I'd love to see, though, I'd love to see a study done on these areas that were hit by Melissa, like the St. Elizabeth, the Hanover, the Westmoreland, those Montego Bay or St. James, those areas. I'd love to see a study done that could help us to better understand what is a good school time for children in those areas within the next 6 months to a year. Yeah, we know we have exam, we have CXC, we have PEP. I know we have those exams, but what is going to be an efficient time? 4 hours, 3 hours? What is going to be an efficient time that students can learn and learn, really grasp the material, and not being overburdened, overstuffed with a whole lot of information that the brain is not ready, doesn't have the capacity to grab onto right now, based on the level of trauma and traumatic exposure and experience that they would have had because of the impact of Melissa. So that is something I'd love to see, that we don't have students going in and they are crammed with this whole heap of material, and 90% of it not gonna away, it just waste. I'd love to see
So
if we
true.
could, yeah, do a study so that we now know from a research driven perspective that these students in St. Elizabeth, for the next 6 months, they will not be able to tolerate 6 hours of school. That sort of thing that can guide and make recommendations, and if teachers are to be trained how to pass on the information in this new norm, then the training is completed and all of that, so that we can have an efficient education system, because the learning loss is going to be significant.
It is. And I don't think as a country we have fully recovered from the learning loss that we experienced during the COVID years, because we're still seeing the negative impact of COVID within the education sector. We have children at the high school level who are just passing from grade to grade but cannot read or write properly. That is a fact,
Exactly.
whether we want to own up to it or not. And I'm glad you touched on the point about the number of hours. Is it, just your opinion, is it necessary for students to be at school on average 7:30, quarter to 8 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Give or take how many hours? Roughly 6.5 hours? 7?
All right, so generally I think it is applicable. Necessary opens a different can of worm,
We want to
because
open the worm, the can of
there are a
worm.
number of variables that you might have to look at when you think about necessary. But it is practical. It is something that we have been doing for years, and it has produced results. So necessary, you can look at necessary from several perspectives. You can look at it from a group perspective. You can look at it from a personal perspective. You can look at it from a philosophical perspective. So you have a number of areas that you can look at necessary from. But if you look at in terms of proficiency advancement, then you probably would recognize that it has worked. I think how the teacher prepare themselves and the school environment, how that environment is prepared and kept, you know, how the socialization is managed. So a lot has to do with the management of the school environment to ensure that it is healthy to foster
Yes.
learning and information retention.
And that is where the challenge lies, Dr. Emil, because we have seen an increase in violence in school. We have seen an increase in bullying, and we have seen children coming out of our education system, both at the primary school level and the high school level, and they are not proficient. They are not reading and writing at their grade level. So when we look at the overall picture, what percentage of how do we measure success and be satisfied? Is it that we're saying that if 70% of the children from the primary school are proficient and ready for high school, is that good enough? While the other 30% suffers and are left behind? How do we measure the standard of what is acceptable as a country? Because whilst we are perhaps with the resources that we have, some persons may think that we are trying our best. No, more resources are needed, but are we doing enough to prepare this generation for tomorrow?
All right. So while I will agree with you in terms of principle in a general way, but there are also other dynamics at play. Now, this is something that I have looked at over a period of time from a personal perspective within my own family dynamics and other families that I have been close to from a child up. You We have children back in the old days, you'd have children that you'd say that they are not academically inclined. And so they are more skills oriented and all of that. I think that for me, and I don't send don't you know, their aptitude level is in a different area. Right? So as brilliant as you are not a good mechanic. And the mechanic that is your mechanic is not a good lawyer, is not as brilliant as you are. But hey, you take a new car out of the car mart, and guess and tell me what? You carry it to them tomorrow and they fix it. It's a different type of learning. My question would be, what percentage of that 30% that falls within the skill category,
yes,
as against what percentage of the 30% that is academically inclined but was not engaged?
And both scenarios are valid. Mr. Nash, you want to chime in?
No, my chiming games, my chiming games was just checking the time.
Okay. Any comments from our social media platforms?
Not at this time. I'm watching the
Okay.
Facebook Live and I'm watching the YouTube in the moment. And we're also taking note of anybody that wants to send a message through to us through our telephone number 876-336-9928. That's 876-336-9928. So if you're on and you'd like to ask a question of our panelists, anything that they've said, then please go right ahead as we do our Weekendz Gospel Show and our unique way of reviewing in terms of education, looking deep in depth in some sections of the education fraternity. And of course, as we move forward, how all of what is happening, the hurricane and the impact of the hurricane on our children. That's our focus tonight. Back to our panelists.
Thank you, Mr. Nash. Dr. Emil, you have raised some valid points, and I'm sure our audience appreciates it. What recommendation would you make to the Ministry of Education? And you and I, we're educators in our own way. We have done so many programs on education related, on mental health. We have done training in schools. We have done PT meetings, career day, etc. But for me, I think more can be done by the powers that be in terms of the resources that is allocated within the education sector. And I believe there is need for more training where soft skills are concerned, and even just classroom management and conflict management, because the reality is both students and teachers come to school on a daily basis with issues that relate to mental health. And I don't think those issues are being addressed adequately. And therefore, some of the challenges we're having in the school, both at the primary and high school level and beyond, relates to person's mental health.
Yeah,
And I'm happy that you've touched that, because as Dr. Emil prepares to respond to you, because of what's happening with this hurricane here now, that is the serious challenge as we move forward.
But Mr. Nash, that challenge existed prior to Melissa.
Yes, it was.
And
But I think
most of it has been highlighted since COVID-19.
True. Dr. Emil?
Thank you. And if you notice, I made mention of it earlier, when I remarked earlier, I made mention of it. The whole thing about, and I agree with your recommendations, staff development training in terms of equipping teachers with psychological tools that they are more equipped and understand. So understanding behaviors without word, non-verbal clues, understanding the non-verbals, understanding when a basic thing I can give you, crying. There are several different types of crying. Understand when a child is crying. Why is the child crying? What type of crying is being expressed? Is it depressive sadness, and the crying is just overflowing because the child is really sad in a depressive way? What type of crying is actually happening? Is it that the child is traumatized? The child is at the end of the rope on the bench and the thin edge of suicide, and the child is crying out for help? What is actually happening there? Paul Ekman, a renowned psychologist, he looked at the 32 micro muscles in the face and help us to understand what it is that they are saying. I think from his research, the lie detector test was developed. And when you look at all of that, just to prepare the teachers with some of these basic fundamentals, you might not go as in depth as they would go in a PhD program, so that you can understand what I understand, and persons who have done a PhD in counseling psychology would understand. But just to go, just to touch it, the basics, so that teachers can have that, can be armed with that tool to understand what is it. So when that child understand listening skills, principles, how you listen, all of these are basic things that teachers need to be equipped with. And so, it is not a hairy conversation that you're trying to put forward. It's a brilliant question, and when you look at it, it is something that I think we need to pay greater attention to, so that we can advance the safety of the environment, not just for students, but for teachers also, and the propagation of more active learning, where more students can become proficient right across the board. Student in volatile areas, they can be a higher level of proficiency, in terms of exam success and all of that. So these are things, because a lot of these students, all they need is a hug. All they need is for somebody to listen to them and to tell them, I love you.
Exactly.
All
They
they need
need
is someone
mentors.
to,
Yes.
yes, someone to connect with.
Yes.
Sometimes that's just what they need. And, somebody is saying, we have no more than
Oh,
10
that's Mr.
minutes.
that's
Oh,
Mr. Nash.
yeah. So it is important for us to understand these dynamics, and that is sort of why I look at necessary from the angle I looked at, because it is something extremely difficult to present, because it has so many
Variables,
tributaries and
yes.
so many variables. So it is not something that you can just say, hey, this is necessary.
In
No.
isolation, yes.
Mhm.
But any approach in terms of addressing the issues in our education system has to be a holistic approach.
Has to be.
And a partnership with parents, the guidance counselors, the educators, the students themselves, they have a voice and they need to be heard as well. Sometimes we make policies and make decisions, and the end user is not taken into account. They're not at the round table. So we need a mindset shift in how we approach education. But I will just ask Dr. Emil just to say briefly what the impact on the church and what role has the church been playing in less than 3 minutes in helping the country to recover, apart from the many prayers that I know the churches across the island have been doing, and we're appreciative of all the fasting and the prayers. I know that a lot of churches have done a lot of relief work across the most affected parishes. Go ahead, Dr. Emil.
All right. So prayer and fasting is something that I'm never going to sidestep. It is something that, because
definitely
the importance of it on person's life, and just inviting God into our situation is extremely important.
Definitely.
Can't be overlooked. However, we continue with our relief support to ensure that we give to those who are in need at this time, and not just in gifts, in terms of being present in the particular reality, and to engage persons, and to share from a psychological perspective, as from a human perspective, from an empathetic perspective, so that persons can understand that there are persons out there who understand what they are going through. We care, we want to be there, not just with you, but we want to be there for you in the moment, so that you can know, be assured and reassured that you are not alone in this difficult time. So as a church, we have been working, we have been doing what it is that we need to do in this situation, donating to different organizations to give back. So we have been giving back on our own by ourselves, and then we engage others who are actually giving back.
Thank you for that. Mr. Nash, before I hand over to you, I would like to say welcome to my son Leopold, who has joined us on YouTube, and to I don't know if my other 4 children are listening online, but I know they'll watch the recording. We appreciate all our listeners who have joined on YouTube and on Facebook, and our partners. And I want to say thanks, Dr. Emil, for a usual fruitful and productive session, as very informative. You're indeed a specialist, and I know you're very passionate, not just about your role as a pastor and your Christian work, but as a psychologist. Over to you, Mr. Nash. You're welcome.
Thank you. We're still here. We're still staying for another minute or so. Let's take a 1-minute break and come right back.
Is our priority. Ready to boost your health naturally? Visit Natural Fine Health Food Store at Ronald Holmes Business Complex, shop number 3, 5 Fernley Avenue, Mapen, Clarendon. At Natural Vine Health Food Store, we believe that true wellness begins with nature. We stock the best natural products, supplements, and vitamins to keep your body strong and energy high. Get personalized consultation to help you choose what's right for you. Visit us or call 876-838-9313. That's 876-838-9313. Because at Natural Vine Health Food Store, your health is our priority.
All right, thank you so much. It's just about 10 minutes going up to the hour of 11 o'clock. We get out of here at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to give the final few moments of the show to my guests, Dr. Emil and Dr. Bishop. You were doing the wrap-up before, but I don't know if you want to say anything more or you want the rest to remain until next week. Dr. Bishop? All right, I see your video froze a while ago, so go ahead now. Not hearing you? All right, her video has frozen. Dr. Emil, are you hearing me? Dr. Emil?
Hearing you. Dr. Bishop is back.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Is this better?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Excellent. So let me use this opportunity to wish Lieutenant Governor Joshua Dwyer of Division 24, which covers St. and St. Mary and Portland, all Kiwanians in Eastern Canada and the Caribbean District, happy Christmas and a blessed 2026. And also to all the students, teachers, lecturers, everyone associated with the Caribbean Graduate School of Theology, and to my children and my friends and family. I'll leave Dr. Emil to do the wrap-up, and we're looking forward to next week, Saturday.
Indeed. Dr. Emil.
All right, so I want to say a big thank you again to you, sir, Madam Bishop, and to our listeners for spending the time with us so that we can really have the conversation, and we look forward to another spirited conversation where we focus on a number of things, next week. I am not quite sure if I might even be here next week, but, we look forward to another spirited conversation. And I hope and trust that as we go through the week mindfully, and not because we're here discussing it, it doesn't mean that the stress and the trauma that surrounds us and that we might be exposed to will not affect us and probably grind us to powder. So I want to say, go through the week mindfully, ensure that you journal, pay attention to your breathing. Your breath is powerful, so pay attention to your breath, engage your breath, and make sure there's something that we call box breathing. 4 in 4 in 4. So you in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. A very, very good breathing technique. So that is something that I want to encourage us to do. And as I said, be mindful, be intentional, be deliberate, and let us come back next week and have a great time.
Wonderful.
Amen.
Wonderful.
Amen.
All right, so we thank you so much, and we want to say thanks to all those who came online and listened and tuned in, and those who will leave their comments afterwards. We come back and watch the show and see what you have said to us. Next week, next Saturday evening, we're going to be continuing our focus. We call it class action. We're going to take some class action for next time around, right? We're going to be reviewing the education sector, continuing that, the ups and downs in the education sector, with the challenges and the possibilities. Of course, we want to have, if we can get them, we're going to try hard for it, to get persons out of the Ministry of Education to speak with us, alongside the president of the JTA, Mark Malava. Of course, we want to also hear from the Association of Principals and also the Secondary Principals Association as well, Primary and Secondary Schools Association. So it's going to be a full pack. Next week is going to be full education talk. We call it class action for next Saturday. And then the final Saturday, that's going to be the first Saturday in January 10. January 10 is going to be the first program. We're going to be talking about setting the tone where we want to get someone from the Bank of Jamaica, talking money, talking about the Jamaica market trends, the exchange rates, and impact on the economy. The role of the church will come right back in there again in supporting a moral society. We want to look at that as well come next week. So you see, we're talking the things that are important to you, and we want you to join us next week. So on behalf of the entire team, thanks to Anne-Marie Bishop, Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop, and Dr. Emil for joining us again this week on the program. We look forward to their company and with other persons come next time around. Dr. Anne-Marie Bishop, you've got a very special song. Is this the one?
That is, well, let me hear which one you have.
This one's entitled Spirit Lead Me.
That is fine.
Influence Music and Michael Kethora.
This is my offering.
As we close the show this evening.
Moment, I withhold nothing. I'm learning to trust you, even when I can't see it. And even in suffering, I have to believe it. If you say it's wrong, then I'll say no. If you say release, I'm letting go. If you're in it with me, I'll begin. And when you say to jump, I'm diving in. If you say be still, then I will wait. If you say to trust, I will obey. I don't wanna follow my own ways. I'm done chasing feelings. Spirit lead me. Oh, Spirit lead me. It felt like a burden, but once I could grasp it, you took me further than I was asking. And simply to see you, it's worth it all. My life is an altar. Let your fire fall. If you say it's wrong, then I'll say no. If you say release, I'm letting go.
May it move, flickers in the sky. A tiny star lights that weathered heart. All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child is born. The silent wish sails the seventh sea. The winds of change whisper in the trees, and the walls of doubt crumble, tossed to torn. This comes to pass when a child is born. Rosy hue settles all around.
Well, it's just leaving us with enough time to say ta-ta.
Feel your
Yes, indeed.
knowledge
It has been a great night that we spent together.
or a
Lord bless you and keep you.
no
Lord make his face to shine upon you. The Lord be gracious unto you. Lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace.
and all of this.
Leon Nash is my name, and of course, music is my game, and talking with my folks online, yes, it's part of the show as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Bishop, and of course, Dr. Emil. We look forward to sharing again next Saturday, God's willing. All right?
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, take care now.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone. Get enough rest.
Indeed. Church is tomorrow.
Now,
God bless you.
Yesterday for the
Ah, yes, indeed. I forgot that one. Bless you, sir. I know you had a good time, right?
yes, I did.
All right.
this comes to pass.
Let's come to pass. Colin Davis taking us out. 11 o'clock, we'll be heading over to Gospel Expression Radio in New York. Take your friends on TikTok. Those are you on GGFM. Those are you on Carbon Vibes Radio. Gospel Expression Radio. E-Life Radio. Presence Radio. Thank you so much. Over now to Gospel Expression Radio in New York for their broadcast on this platform. And we'll be back with you at 5:30 in the morning with the NRP Break of Day program.
That sounds like you were on the program, Dr. Bishop.
Yes, we're still there. Bye-bye.
Silent wish sails the seventh sea. Winds of change whisper in the trees, and the walls of doubt crumble, tossed to torn. This comes to pass when a child is born.
It is now a minute after 11 o'clock. Let's go over now to New York and welcome Gospel Expression Radio. They are waiting in the wings. So let's click a button on my left and let's ask them to broadcast here in Jamaica. That's how we do it. So here we go. And we close out on the other side in 30 seconds.
Welcome back to you. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, would you be generous enough to sow a seed? Partner with us at Gospel Expression Radio as we spread the gospel of Jesus Christ around